In this video, we're going to be installing Ubuntu onto an instance of VirtualBox. Before you start, you should have watched the video about downloading VirtualBox onto your computer, as well as the video for downloading Ubuntu onto your computer. You also should have watched the video for creating a virtual machine on VirtualBox. If you haven't, please go back and watch those videos as they're essential to completing the tasks in this video. Now, if you open VirtualBox, you should see a window similar to this one. You might not see instances on the left-hand side here, but you will see this panel along with this new gear icon right here. What we're going to be doing is taking the instance that we created in the previous video, what we called VB demo. We're going to be starting it and loading the ISO file, the Ubuntu ISO file that we downloaded from the previous video, onto this machine. That's going to then kickstart an install process. So here we go. I'm clicking on the start button with my VB demo highlighted. You should see this screen right here once you press that start button. You'll be wanting to load up the ISO file you downloaded previously. You'll do that by clicking on this orange folder icon, this yellow folder icon, and clicking on this CD that says add with the plus sign. From here you'll find your ISO file. Our current version is Ubuntu 20.04.1-desktop. I'm going to click open. And from here I'm going to make sure it's highlighted in the selection box and then click the choose button on the bottom right hand corner. From here I'll have the option of starting the instance by clicking this start button right here. Alright, so after clicking that start button, we should have eventually arrived at this install screen. For our purposes, we're going to be installing Ubuntu permanently. Of course, if you just want to try it out, or if you're rescuing another machine, you will click try Ubuntu. But we are installing it onto our imaginary hard drive, or our virtual hard drive. So here I go. I'm going to click the install button. And my native tongue is English. I'm from the United States, so I'm going to click that. You'll of course pick which language you prefer. I'm going to hit continue down here. Now here I'm going to make sure that the normal installation is chosen. I'm also going to make sure that I'm going to be downloading updates, and I'm going to check this box to install third-party software. You're going to want to click this box because there's a lot of software that's very useful that can't be packaged with Ubuntu right off the bat. So you just click that and then hit continue. Now this next spot, there's a lot of options actually. We're going to stick with the first default selected one. We're going to erase Ubuntu 20.041.lts and reinstall. Yours may also say erase disk and install Ubuntu. Both are equally fine. It's possible that this right here is up here because I had a previously failed install of Ubuntu. Note that if you're installing Ubuntu onto another drive, like your computer system's hard drive, and you are not installing it onto a virtual machine, you're going to want to make sure you pick something else and choose the correct drive to make your installation on. If you choose this one here without really looking into what you're doing, you're probably going to find yourself erasing things that you don't want to. So please make sure you protect your data, back it up. Don't accidentally erase your main computer. It's going to give me one last warning to make sure that I'm doing the thing that I mean to be doing. I'm going to click continue. Please double check this if you're doing anything besides the base install on a virtual machine. I'm going to pick my time zone. I'm in New York, so I'm going to click continue. And here it wants me to name my machine, so I'm just going to call it VB-demo. That'll be my username and my machine name. And then I'm going to choose a password. If you need this system to be secure, please don't choose dictionary words. Use numbers and special characters and punctuation. The best thing to do is to think of a sentence in your head or a phrase and use the first letter from each word in the sentence so that you can remember your password as a mnemonic. When you're ready, click continue. And from here, it's going to do a lengthy install process. You'll probably want to take a break and get some food or something like that, or a drink. But when we're finished, all that's left to do is to take out the installation media, click OK, and restart the machine. And everything will have been successful. Alright, once the installation is complete, you should see a pop-up that informs you of that, and all you have to do is click the Restart Now button. The system is going to request that you remove the installation medium at this point. I believe in VirtualBox it's going to automatically unmount the CD once you restart the machine. So from here you can just press enter. And if everything was successful, you should see this login screen with your chosen username. You can click on that user and enter the password that you chose earlier. When you hit enter, you'll be allowed into the system. It'll ask you some basic setup questions. You can skip this if you like, if it's just a demo machine, or if you want to connect to some of your online accounts, you can click on those there. I'm going to skip. And you can set whether or not you want to have your location displayed. Totally up to you. And you can hit next. The system might ask you if you want to install software updates. I'd recommend doing that. And once all of this is complete, you'll be free to use your brand new system. So if you've gotten this far, congratulations, you now have a copy of Ubuntu 20 installed on a VirtualBox instance. Thanks for watching. Take care.